Hey guys! When I was doing my June wrap-up, I realized that I was throwing a lot of star ratings at you guys, but that I haven't explained at all how I rate books. Starting off, I want to talk about why I rate books, because I know that a lot of people don't see any use in a star system, they find it too limiting. Personally, I think that you can't really get a sense for a book just based on star ratings. I think it really helps to, read a little summary and then get a reviewer's opinion on that. I think that's just way more helpful than 5 stars. That being said, a star system is a really fast way of keeping track of whether or not you enjoyed a book. It's also probably important to mention that when I rate books, I don't do that based on a comparison with other books. I read each book as an individual entity and rate it based on my overall reading experience, the writing, the plot, character development. The only exception is when I'm reading series, and that's just because it's often impossible to separate your opinions of one book to the other when you're following a continuous plot line. Going ahead to get into star ratings, I'm gonna go ahead and start with 1 because I don't give no stars. To me, that just means you haven't rated the book. For me, a 1-star novel is something that was completely awful. Something that I never, ever, ever want to read again, and that I would never in a million years recommend to anybody else. Some examples of things that may cause a 1-star rating from me are things like stolen plot lines or, plots that are way too similar to other books in that same genre, or, just awful writing, just things that you can't get into the story because you're so focused on how awful the writing is. Moving on to 2 stars. 2-star books are generally books that I'm highly disappointed in. Again, I consider plot and character development and writing, but mostly you get a 2 if you've disappointed me. A book will get 3 stars if at the end I close it and I'm like, meh. 3-star ratings are basically a neutral rating from me. Something along the lines of didn't love it, didn't hate it, could have done without it, but I'm not sorry that I did read it. Going on to 4 stars, this is where I start getting stingy. 4-star books are something that grabbed me, kept me interested throughout the whole book, and that's something that I whizzed through. Characters are extremely important to 4-star ratings. I tend to rate a book higher if there is a character that I kind of fall in love with. Yeah, I know, I'm a girl, sue me. Overall, these are books that I thoroughly enjoyed and would readily recommend to others. Now, 5 stars is obviously the highest you can go, so this is the most... this is where I have all the high expectations. For a 4-star book, you don't need to grab me right away. I'm willing to wait a couple 100 pages even. For a 5-star book though, that means it grabbed me like the first chapter, maybe the first paragraph of the first chapter. The characters were amazing, there was development, the plot was always going, you kept me completely engrossed, and I couldn't put the book down. If when I finish a book I have to sit there for about 20 minutes and just think about what I've read, or if I can't even consider picking up another book for a couple of days, that's how I know that it was a 5-star book. So that is how I rate books on a 5-star scale, and I hope this was helpful because I definitely will continue to use the 5 stars throughout my reviews here on YouTube and on Goodreads. If you guys rate books differently or just use a different system entirely, let me know in the comments below. I think it's fascinating the different ways that people evaluate books. Anyways, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, that you're having a great reading time, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!